Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmate. My name is Rosandan Montes, and my assigned topic is all about metabolism regulation. So now we are going to define first what is metabolism. So metabolism is a chemical reaction in the body cells that change food into energy. Our bodies need energy to do everything from moving to thinking to growing. Specific proteins in the body control the chemical reactions of metabolism. Thousands of metabolic reactions happen at the same time, all regulated by body to keep our cells healthy and working. So, how does metabolism work? After we eat food, the digestive system uses enzymes to break proteins down into amino acid, turn fats into fatty acid, turn carbohydrates into simple sugar. The example of this is the glucose. So, there are three intro to metabolism regulation. First, the thyroid gland produces the hormones, which is the thyroxine or the T4, calcitonin, triiodothyronine or the T3. Second is the parathyroid gland produces parathyroid hormone or the PTH by the thyroid glands, which helps to maintain the right balance of the calcium in the bloodstream and in tissues that depend on calcium for proper functioning. This is especially important for nerve and muscles function as well as bone health. Next is the pituitary gland produces hormones or the HGH. So, in anatomy, the pituitary gland it regulates growth, metabolism, and reproduction through the hormones that it produces. So, the production of these hormones is either stimulated or inhibited by chemical messages sent from the hypothalamus to the pituitary. So, what will happen if the pituitary gland is not functioning properly? So, hypopituitarism is when you have a short supply deficiencies of one or more of the pituitary hormones. These hormone deficiencies can affect any number of your body routine functions such as the growth, blood pressure, or reproduction, and the symptoms typically vary based on the or hormones you are missing. So there are two important hormones in metabolism. First, the T4 or the thyroxine. Second is the triiodothyronine. So they both regulate body metabolism and the growth and differentiation of tissues. So if the metabolic decrease, then hypothalamus sends thyroid releasing hormone or the TRH to the pituitary. Second, the pituitary sends thyroid stimulating hormones to the thyroid. Next, thyroid secretes the iodine-pack hormone or the thyroxine. Thyroxine raises metabolism by increasing sugar usage by the body tissues, which increase metabolic rate, and thyroxine inhibits the release of TRH by the hypothalamus. So, metabolism feedback loop. So, triiodothyronine or the T3 are also produced. It is similar to thyroxine but with fewer iodine molecules associated with it. It is more powerful thyroid hormone and is only released in a small quantity, and it has a mini role. So, it increases the production of RNA polymers and therefore acts to increase rate of protein synthesis. So, what controls metabolism? So, several hormones of endocrine system help control the rate and direction of metabolism. The one of that is thyroxine, a hormone made and released by the thyroid gland and plays a key role in determining how fast and slow the chemical reactions of metabolism go in a person body. So individuals who secrete high levels of thyroxine can iodize sugar and other nutrients as phosphorate. Approximately 60% of the glucose iodized is released as heat. The other 40% is transferred to ATP, which is consumed during activity. Therefore, there is no weight gain and could be caused by hyperthyroidism. So, when we say hyperthyroidism or the overactive thyroid occurs when your thyroid gland produces too much of the hormone or the thyroxine. So hyperthyroidism can accelerate your body metabolism, causing unintentional weight loss and a rapid of irregular heartbeat. Slow metabolism. So individuals who do not secrete high levels of thyroxine cannot iodize sugar as quickly, and the glucose converted to the glycogen stores are filled. So excess sugar is stored as fat. So this individual gain weight. This could be a case of hyperthyroidism or the low thyroid secretion. So calcium level feedback cycle if calcium levels drop. So if the blood calcium levels drop, the parathyroid gland acts as sensor coordinating center and effector. It senses level of calcium dropping and release parathyroid hormone or the PTH. The parathyroid hormone activates vitamin D, which increase the amount of calcium absorbed in the intestine. Parathyroid hormones or PTH causes the nephron or the distal tubule primarily to reabsorb more calcium. PTH also causes bone release calcium into the bloodstream. Calcium level feedback cycle if calcium level rise. So if the blood calcium level rise, the thyroid glands act as sensor coordinating center and effector. It senses the level of calcium rising and releases calcitonin. So calcitonin inhibits the nephron from reabsorbing calcium. Calcitonin also inhibits bones from releasing calcium into the bloodstream. Additionally, there are mechanisms dictate the flux of metabolism through their respective pathways. First is the substrate availability or the substrate reactants bound to enzymes with a characteristic affinity, characterized by a dissociation constant and a kinetic parameter called Km or the units of molarity. Second is the allosteric enzyme regulation. So allosteric regulation, broadly speaking, is just any form of regulation where the regulatory molecule or an activator or inhibitor bends to an enzyme someplace other than the active site. Last is the covalent enzyme modification. So our enzymes catalyze alterations of synthesis proteins and include the addition of removal of chemical groups. So that's it. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening and God bless.